Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have a video for you with a bunch of ancients. But first I want to start out with, I've had a customer ask me, hey, I had bought some shipwreck coins, and they were, one of these mail order companies that people go through, and it's from years ago, and it's got, all this documentation on it. That's a lot of folded paper that you didn't need to see. But want to know, will NGC certify these coins as what the company said they will? And the answer is yes, maybe. And so what happened here is we went ahead and sent them in for them. Beautiful coins. And this one, which is a pretty cool piece, it's actually been revalued from an 8 real to a 7.5 real. Sea salvaged, and they actually list it as being from the Capitana shipwreck certification. And a really cool piece, and so I'm super happy for him that they certified this, because they said they would. And this is the counter stamp right there. It's got a L with a crown on it, and over this whole area here that has a cross in the center. So this is kind of the classic 8 real that people oftentimes think of when they think of pirates and pirate treasure. Now what happened with this coin, which is another really cool piece from Bolivia, not suitable for certification. Also, it says Capitania, which is really cool that it has that. At least that tag is there to let us know, that helps verify what it is. So, there's lots of reasons why NGC won't certify something, but usually they don't tell you, which is really obnoxious. Like sometimes they'll tell you, I think I know why, but they didn't mention it on this one. Okay. So, but typically, like this area here with the waves looks like they've been re-engraved. And so oftentimes if a coin has tooling or has been re-engraved, they have a standard now where they'll say, we're not going to go ahead and certify that. But it's really a judgment call onto how much work goes onto a coin, whether or not they'll put it in a holder. So this is a quasi disappointment for my customer and me, because I think that, gosh, this looks so cool in a holder. At least it says Capitania on it, and he's got his other old paperwork and stuff. So it's not all is lost. Not all is lost. Now let's move on to some ancients, because we're going to start with one of the oldest coins of all time. This is from Ionia. And these earliest pieces just had pellet designs. A lot of small punch marks were put into them. Now, if you really want to get into the psychology of what it's like when you look at like those blotter tests, or you can see face, like I see faces, like, but then again, that's a psychological problem. Like there's a face right there staring me down. So really cool incuse punches on these. Most of these ancients here I don't have an exact price point on yet, but this is the third of a stater, Electrum. AU condition, strike and surface quality are really nice on those. This is probably a few thousand on that guy, just as the earliest piece there. So this group was really lots of fun, because some of them just have really amazing designs to it, right? So this is a Roman Republic piece from about 80 BC, so just before, when you think about, so Roman Republic, this is just kind of the rough and dirty way I think about it. Some of y'all use exact numbers, and of course I understand that, but history can be like warm beer. I don't know if we want to stare at it too long or drink it too hard. So, one of the things here to remember, the Roman Republic is before, kind of like before the time of Christ, and most of them will have a different person's name on it. But this one here, see, like the name will actually be right on it. A lot of them have this like reeded edge look to them. There's the name right there. But the design on this guy, yeehaw, look at that, right? And so you've got Hercules wrestling with the Nemean lion. And a nice grade coin, extra fine, solid quality, surfaces and strike at 5, surface at 3, C. Pobilichius. Okay, well, we're not going to do that. So, but what a cool piece. The obverse design is cool enough, And then you get to the reverse design, and there is Hercules wrestling the lion. There's his club in the background. Probably a $300 or $400 type item on that guy. Like I said, I'm still haven't worked out on how to price these. And so lots of times, here you go. Here's a helmet of the character. This is another Roman Republic denarius. And this is... I'm just going to give up on Latin today. How does that sound? I'm just going to look at pictures and say, look at the pretty picture. But here's another one that's really cool because it has a gladiator scene on it. And you've got two men fighting. Whoop, there it is. And you can see they're both helmeted. And there appears to be a third person on the ground below them. Q.THERM. Another $200 or $300 coin on. Yeah, there we go. There's the Q at the beginning. Middle name's gone. Oh, a thermos. There you go. So extra fine 5545. You know, a lot of people collect all these things just for the history. You know, I still like some of them for design. This is like a super popular design here, and you know, but boys and girls, they're wrestling. That is the satyr and the nymph, and this actually uses the words abduct. Ay ay ay. Not a pretty scene here, but has the quad punch on the back. Cool looking with the planchet kind of split there. To me, that adds a lot of character to it. But we won't dwell on this one too much. For there, it's a family show. AU with a good strike, but a rough surface. That's what they're calling it. That one is, I think, in the $500 or $600 range in this market. I gotta take a look. Oh, look at this. I forgot. We got some more medieval coins, so we're gonna cover some land here. So it's cool because these were actually circulating at the similar time. Like, you know, here's what the Spaniards were doing, and here's the Germans. You know, what are you gonna say, right? This is Augsburg, and one of the ways that you can tell it's Augsburg is if you look at the back, because it has the giant acorn in the middle, and that is a symbol of Augsburg. And here's the date on this guy. Let's see, 1639. Let me see if that's the date of the coin. This is probably about a $600 or $700 piece. What's cool is then there's the cityscape in the background. There's lots of Thalers that have cities in the background. And of course, cool, it's got the little cherub at the top. Nice detail. By the way, look at the little fine detail underneath the cherub's head, into the wings and on, you know, the, I guess what would be the shoulder portion. Yeah, 1639, that's the date. And then, of course, on these guys, every time you have a dot, you have a new word, right? So when you look at how they are put out, IMP is one word. And there's, look at that, Caesar basically right there, right? And then dot dot is the F dot, no, Ferdinand, F-E-R-D dot, the third dot P dot F dot, Ger dot HVN. So dot Bo dot Rex. So Rex is king, Bohemia, probably on that guy, Germany. But anyways, really cool piece, man. Nice looking Thaler. I forgot the Thalers were in here. I think there's a second Thaler in here. I'm going to grab that real quick. Oh yeah, it was actually in an off-brand holder. Another coin that's going to be probably a $600 or $700 piece. But this one's super cool. Now, this does not have the a lot of information on it. German states, Brunswick, Wolfenbüttel. That's what Wolfenbüttel. That's what the BRNS.wolf means. This one, talking about the history and trying to figure out what's on a coin and why they were made. If you notice, what this is there's a bell being rung, but then there's three hands ringing the bell at one time through a pulley system. And, maybe it was the three kings, and here's another city scene. So, and more Latin. I think, did I already tell you today I'm not doing Latin? I'm just not doing Latin today. I keep talking, but Latin. And then oftentimes you'll have a crest on the back. So pretty cool piece. This one, ICG had called an XF40. Nice looking piece there all around. Fun stuff. I'm excited to get a Thaler. I'm also excited, of course, as always, to get an Attica Athenian owl. These are, of course, among some of my favorite coins. Some of the most recognizable coinage of all time. And this one's probably going to be in the $1,100 or $1,200 range based on the grade. And so there's actually a lot of little varieties on these, and guys collect them based on which owl it is. There's the branches, is there the crescent moon, the AOE, just how defined. There's like a short fat owl looking one, and how nice is the centering, what's the helmet style. There's a lot of little sub varieties. I don't go into those details, but you will notice you'll see them a lot by date, say 455 to 440 BC. This is the earlier one. Then you'll see them like the 440 to 430 or whatever. There's a later date one. And then after that, you go to another owl that is from, they call it the New Style, which is much later, the 1st and 2nd century BC, right? And so, you've got the design, it's like getting a new logo, right? Like you actually have the design that looks completely different, but it actually has a lot of the same overtones to it. And what I mean by that is you have the helmeted Athena on the obverse, and then the reverse you still have the owl, and it's the owl's on the jar known as the amphora. Also, people who collect these guys, you've got a lot of varieties with these where the lettering is changed up, the mint marks are changed up. There's a lot of little things going on there. And so this owl, very bold looking, very different. I gotta check. This one's, I think, probably a $1,600 or $1,700 coin, but once again, like I said, I've got to do a little bit of more research on a couple of these. I don't have all of my pricing notes because it's not like using the gray sheet, right? Not quite the same. All right, here we go with another Roman Republic. These Roman Republics, by the way, we got a theme going on here. Some really amazing scenes on the back. And on this one, you've got the horseman spearing another dude. Like, see the spear going all the way across the back, and he's just running over that guy. Has a little bit of that toning to it, just in the middle. But the designs on these are pretty remarkable. And really cool themed piece. That piece is also in that $300 or $400 range probably, but we'll see. Let me see which one. You gotta save the best for last, right? Which is not this one. There's one more after this, guys. Thanks for bearing with me on looking at some amazing coins. Another Roman Republic. Memmius Galerius, 106 BC. So that's going to be really early in the Roman Republic. And once again, you've got a really cool design. This is also probably a $200 or $300 type coin. But just look at the overall picture there. That usually, so I talk about Mercury as a messenger. Mercury is also winged victory, also known as Nike. But you can see the little cherub-looking dude with the wreath and the wings. This one doesn't have all the information on it on the holder, but this could be a triumphant entry for victory or something like that, or a coronation even. But probably, design-wise, it reminds me of some of the triumphant entry kind of designs that you'll see on the different coins. So pretty cool. So but when I say the best for last, so this is one of my favorite designs. I've had this design many times. Silas, also Roman Republic, 116 to 115 BC. And this side is not the side, but you can You can see the look and feel of all the different helmeted faces on these Republic pieces. Lots of times when you see that type of design, it's a Roman Republic piece, as opposed to, when you look at the later denarii that are the emperors, you'll see the emperor will always be on it. But this guy has lost his head. Here's a Roman soldier, and he is carrying the head of an adversary behind him in his hand. And he's holding his sword up, and he's got the dude's head. So, also, I don't know exactly, but probably a $300 type coin, something like that. Cool design, got a little bit of a planchet flaw going on over here. But, the Headless Horseman. So it's kind of fun. Roman Republic, yeah, VF details, surface, light graffiti. That's what that is. That usually means there's a little bit of lettering or something that was right. There's a couple of little bit of scratches right in there that they're probably looking at. I don't know if there's any others that I saw. I saw that one though. But pretty wild and crazy stuff. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.